So this is Dive or Die Children of Rain, out now on Steam. What makes this game so great that everyone is loving it right now? I hear you ask. There's a fairly simple answer to that question. The game is basically Dave the Diver mixed with Darkest Dungeon. You're diving into a ruined underwater world to grab resources, and back at camp you're managing survivors, building stuff, and trying to keep everyone alive while a 40-day countdown ticks down in the background. And what makes this thing work is how well those two halves feed into each other, and just how much tension there is in just deciding how much longer to stay underwater. So here's everything worth knowing before you buy it. The setup is that the world is slowly getting drowned by black rain, and there's some kind of god sitting at the bottom of the ocean that is causing it. So you've got 40 days on the clock to find him. You're playing as some guy who didn't exactly ask for this job. You see the camp's old leader got swept away in a storm, so now it's on you to keep everyone fed and sane. Gameplay wise, this game splits pretty cleanly into two halves. One half is diving down into the abyssal pool, grabbing food, scrap, blueprints, or whatever you can find really. The other half is back at camp, deciding who works what job, what gets built, who gets sent off on some risky trip somewhere. Diving itself is where most of the tension lives, of course. You've got oxygen, health and sanity all going down, depending on what you're doing down there and what you encounter, and if any of those hit zero, bad things happen. Thankfully there's a dash you can use to swim faster, but it does burn oxygen quicker, so you're always kind of weighing speed against how much air you've got left. And of course carrying stuff has a weight limit too, so that's pretty tough. Unless you've got a survivor whose whole trait is making duplicate resources way less, which of course changes the math a lot. The map itself doesn't randomize between dives, it stays the same, and that turns out to matter a lot. You start learning the place, which passage needs something sharp to cut through, which wall needs something corrosive to break, where the pressure gets bad enough that you need proper gear before going any deeper. There's a library back at camp that shows you a map of everywhere you've explored so far. Campsite, you're recruiting a new survivor pretty much every day, and each one's got their own stats and upkeep costs, and also traits. Some characters are very frail and expensive to keep around, some barely cost anything and hit way above their weight. On top of that, everyone levels up, and you pick new perks for them. The game also has special, more specific traits that show up sometimes. The game does allow you to send people out on expeditions instead of diving all yourself, and those come with a success chance. If you fail that, they are gone permanently. The structures around camp all need repairing or building before you can use them, and assigning a survivor to run one gives you a passive bonus. For example, someone managing the fishing hut brings in food automatically. The crafting itself splits into two buckets. Tools, equipment, and upgrades only need to be made once, and then any diver can use them forever. Consumables and ammo though get used up and disappear if the character carrying them dies. Then there's the altar and the whole worship system. Yes, we are not done yet. This is honestly where the story stuff starts creeping in. You perform offerings using food or morale to buy yourself extra days before the flood hits. But you only get one offering a day, so it's never a way to just stall forever. You also pick one active Eldritch idol at a time, and each one gives the divers a different power. For example, temporarily pacifying nearby small enemies, or letting them recover sanity a bit faster. Finding these idols is tied to the story, and each one comes with its own grim little backstory. As for what's actually down there trying to kill you, I won't spoil this, but the game leans very hard on sound, which I like a lot. You can hear enemies groaning and humming before you ever see them, and that alone does a lot of the scary work, reminding me of Subnautica. One small thing worth knowing before going in: the menus, especially on controller, are not always perfectly smooth. Sometimes they are jumping around in ways that don't always quite make sense. That of course doesn't ruin the experience, but it's something for you to expect. This may of course get improved with future patches. So the short verdict is, if you're into Dredge or Dave the Diver and want it a bit darker, this is very much built for you.